Prime View TV. New media with a difference.
Hello and welcome to the Stella King Show. I'm your host, Miss Stella King, and I have some amazing guests on set with me today. I have Funmi G, who's a UK gospel singer and songwriter. Hi Funmi G.
Hi dear, how are you?
I'm great, and how are you today?
I'm really well, thank you.
And I have Jen FTO, which stands for Female Takeover, on set with me. Hi Jen.
Hi. How are you?
Oh great.
Good.
Are you guys looking forward to this day?
Yeah, it's going to be a good show. It's going to be awesome.
That's great, that's awesome. Okay, right, you're all probably wondering what's the Stella King Show all about. Some of you may already know my story, some of you may not know. Okay, at the age of 13, I was first diagnosed with kidney problems and told by the time I'm 21, if I didn't start dialysis, I would die. Now, I had been on medication from the age of 13 to about 21 every day, and eventually I had to start injecting myself 3 times a week. When 21 came towards the end of 2011, they finally said, okay, it was time to do dialysis. And you could imagine, I was young, you know, I was out there living life, and this news came. I thought my life was over. I thought my life was finished. I literally used to cry every day. And at one point, I couldn't walk anymore. It really affected me emotionally, psychologically, because the kind of person I was and the sort of background I came from. And I found myself doing dialysis for, you know, even up till now, I actually still do dialysis, and I'm 30 now. So really and truly, it's been a long journey, but I've been able to overcome it and go through it. And as you can see, I'm no longer that sort of person that was crying every day. I literally came to a point where I thought I was never going to get married, have children, never going to finish my career, my education, my studies. But today I can tell you I finished my university a couple of years ago. I'm in the legal profession.
Amen.
And right now I have my own show, the Stella King Show.
Amen.
So the whole aim of the show is to tell you, no matter what situation you're in, whatever circumstances you are in, you can achieve your goal. Nothing has to stop you.
Amen.
And throughout this show and throughout the seasons and throughout every show we have, you are going to see people with amazing stories, people who are going to be able to show you that they were in this place or in that place and they were able to overcome it, so you can too. So I'm talking to you all out there and telling you that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. And you just believe that, listen, no matter what I'm going through, I will make it. Okay?
Amen.
Thank you. So, I'm going right back to our wonderful guests on set, Funmi G and Jen. Before we go into our topics, I am actually going to discuss certain things about each person here. Okay, so Funmi G, so with your gospel UK, you know, you being a UK artist, tell us a bit more about that. How that journey's been.
The journey, singing and songwriter. Well, I started, I don't think the viewers knew this, but I started as an Afrobeat dancer.
Okay.
And I used to go around touring with a guy called Tony Allen. He used to play for Fela Kuti. And I came out of that scene when I found Jesus in my life. You know, I changed everything, changed up my mindset as well. And I started writing a few years ago when I met my husband that I'm with now. And I released 2 singles out. I'm trying to think now. Yeah, 2 singles out over 2.5 years ago now. I've got an album that I've put in pause. It's not out yet, but I am working on an album right now. Everything that I've written that has been going on in my life, I'll just take you a little bit back. I know we've got a certain time on this set. I was somebody that smoked for years. When I was doing Afrobeat music, I used to be a smoker. I used to smoke weed and everything else, and it was so bad, my smoking habits, that it nearly took my life away.
Wow.
And I realised that, because I've got kids as well, I realised that I wanted to be an inspiration to my kids. So I had to obviously pack up my habits and stop doing this nonsense.
So was there like a breakdown in between that made you realise that you need to inspire your children?
Definitely a breakdown.
Actually took place?
Literally, I saw that my habit was so bad that even when I travelled, I would take these herbs with me and things like that. But it was one day when I was bathing and I realised that I couldn't breathe no more, like I couldn't breathe properly. Like I used to feel my heartbeat used to jump up and down, and I used to literally smoke before I eat, and that was when things started getting bad. Like I would really rely on these drugs. Like if I don't have it, I can't be myself. I even lost like time on how to even be normal. I didn't know what normal was. Are you with me? My confidence went away, my self-esteem went away. I was paranoid, thinking before I acted, before against me. It was a really bad time for me. But when I found faith in Jesus, and that changed everything. I stopped smoking instantly. Just like that. I won't go on it. I'm sure when you invite me another time, I can tell you more about that. Yes. And when I stopped smoking, it was amazing, because when I stopped smoking, within a year I met my husband, and he's such a talented person. He was he's into filming, he's a producer as well, and we started writing together, and that's how I wrote my first song, I'm on my way. And I started writing things like Feel Higher. I got my album out of it as well. So all the things that I went through in life is what I've been writing about. And it is a wonderful journey, you know. It's something that even being here today, I feel like there's a reason why we're all here today, to share our testimony, to share what we're going through, to help somebody else out there. So right now where I am now is I'm just still getting the album out before the beginning of the year. So we've got to get the band together and things like that, but we're at it.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to hearing that new album.
Definitely.
And you really do have a testimony, and I'm sure when you come back, you're going to share it and
definitely
hear more.
Definitely.
Jen, now she has a radio station. Actually. She's a co-founder of our
founder.
Oh, there's two of you.
Yeah, so
female takeover. Yeah, go on, tell us more.
Yeah, so it's basically a partnership between myself, Jennifer Nardi, and my lovely Nollywood actress. So I'm sure some of you may know her, Marie Gomez. So yeah, it was so weird because it kind of just started as like a dare that from another Nollywood actor, Stanley. He kind of came to us and was like, you females just complain too much, saying that you guys don't have nothing, you don't get that many opportunities. Okay, cool. If you guys feel like you don't have that many opportunities, like you start something up. So, and I was like, let's see how, and then he was like, let's see how long it lasts and stuff like that. But as a joke, it's not like he you know how if you guys know Stanley, you know how he is. You know, as a joke, like, let's see how long it lasts. So obviously, me and Marie was like, hey, like, what, should we start something? You know what I mean? Like, should we start something? Like, and then, so we kind of just was like, okay, he's dared us, so we're going to do it. So we didn't even think it was going to last long as well. We thought, it's probably going to be like 3 months, whatever. We came up with the name FTO. I know it's got this whole female takeover thing. It's got this conspiracy, like, you females think you're going to take over the world. It's not. It's not anything to do with that. We are not like feminists or anything like that. We just, for us, we kind of wanted it to represent you taking over yourself. You know what I mean? Whatever barriers that you're crossing, you're taking over that barrier. Do you know what I mean? So it's that's the true meaning of female takeover for me. And so yeah, we decided to call that name, and then like 6 months. It became 3 months. We did our launch party. Then after 6 months, we was like, like, are we actually going through with this?
That's amazing.
This FTO thing, and she was just like, oh my God, we're actually doing it. From there, we started doing shows. We done our first show after a year. Yeah, so the first year we kind of was just into doing like youth work. We was doing a lot of youth work. We did youth work in mainly like Brixton area, but you know, where I feel like those are the kind of areas that
of course.
a little bit more of a push when it comes to like females, you know, believing in themselves. So yeah, we started just doing like random youth work for the first year, and then the second year we got into music a little. I don't know, I felt like me and Marie had something in common, which was mainly
So what about
music.
the charity organisations?
So
quite a lot of charity.
Exactly. So yeah, what we're doing at the moment, we're currently sponsoring one girl at the moment. Her name is Ginika. She got a scholarship in medicine. So she's actually going to be studying in Edinburgh. Yeah, so we're just kind of just getting her ready for it. So that's something that we really want to get into. I'll say probably early next year as well. You know, just see if we can just sponsor other females, because I feel like
amazing.
You know the mentality that Nigerian girls have over there. Then they're going to be nothing but prostitutes. That's the mentality that we have. That is the mentality. You know, and we want to kind of just knock that out and be like, you know what, we know you're struggling, but just know there's people out there willing to help. And when I come across Ginika, she's such a smart, beautiful, you know, human being. I was like,
I'm actually really interested in this. So how do you actually locate the individuals or pick them out?
Yeah, so she's a part of my family member, because I feel like I needed to start from home before I start.
Okay, you went outside.
Yeah, so she's a part of my family member, and you know, I just kind of, she just speaking to me about her studies and stuff, and I was just like, and I know that like the income is not great, but she's so smart, like it can't even, like you can't even compare her smartness, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I felt like I needed to help this girl. It was a must, do you know what I mean? And I know for a fact that like with the help that she's gonna get from our foundation, like, yo, if this girl, I know what she's gonna be. I can envision it. I can envision what this girl is gonna be, you know what I mean?
Well, Jen, we'll definitely hear more next
time. Definitely.
But right now we're going to go into our topics, and our first topic for today is women who thought she found love duped out of nearly £200,000 in texting scam. Wow. And this news came out this week. So girls, ladies, what do we have to say about this? This is
shocking.
interesting.
It's funny, you know, I can't even, I don't know what to say.
Oh my Lord, when I read it I was like, what? Okay, I'm not gonna try and go around in circle or lie. I was like, what is she doing? Who does that, you know? But again, I have to not be too hard on people, because I don't really know what this woman has been through and what she's going through in her life.
She's a 63-year-old lady as well.
63 years old, you know, probably she's very lonely. Probably she's lost her self-esteem, you know. Probably the marriage she had before, or the relationship she was before, broke up in a bad way and left her really vulnerable. So I can't really, you know, it's very easy to judge and say she's crazy. How can she do that? Give all that money to somebody she ain't even met. You know, but I know that there are people out there that are manipulating, looking for, you know, hunting victims, you know, so they can literally manipulate their minds to believe in whatever they want them to believe in. And I think this is what's happened to this woman, you know.
No, this lady actually found him on a dating website. Actually, it actually said it wasn't even a person. That he actually said his name was Kevin Campbell. But it's actually a group of them. And he claimed to be a businessman, wealthy. Yeah,
because it was very
well spoken. Apparently, when she spoke to him on the phone. So you see, these kind of scams are going on out there, and I think it's important that we bring awareness to people, you know, who are out there, because no one wants to be a victim.
Exactly.
And that's what we're trying to prevent. And nowadays, we see that so many people are becoming victims of this. Now, this obviously is the first time that someone has actually been caught for this crime and been convicted, which we're happy. Actually, finally, something is being done about this. So this is amazing news. Jen, what do you have to say about this situation?
I mean, I've always kind of been an ex when it comes to like dating sites, because I've actually heard, and I've seen, like, well, I've had like personal experiences myself. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. Sorry, mum, if you're listening. You know, obviously not really in terms of like giving money, but being manipulated. I have been in that situation. Catfish. dating sites are very good for that, you know. I was talking to this guy who obviously, you know, pictures looked great and stuff like that, you know, speaking to him, like, yeah, he sounds like he's got a good job, stuff like that, you know, but the meeting up was such a problem, like,
That's,
you know what I mean, like, it was
yeah.
one thing after the other.
So do you think he had other plans or ulterior motives?
Of course he did, because where we actually there was a meeting up situation.
Okay, yeah.
There was a meeting up situation, and sorry, Mum, like I said, if you're hearing this, it wasn't. It's the same situation as it wasn't one person.
Wow.
Wow.
I saw a group of 4 boys.
Wow.
Coming over towards me where I was meeting. That's when I knew.
Wow.
It's time to go.
Oh my God! Wow.
So it was a group of 4.
How did you?
I did, because you know when, I don't know where it was, but the location wasn't right to me. But me being dumb, I was like 18 them times, you know. Me being dumb, like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna go there. How can this secret location? It would look nice, whatever, candlelit, whatever, but there was just no one around.
Wow.
Then 4 guys come out of where?
Wow.
I was like, that's it.
Wow.
I personally, right now, actually know somebody who I believe is actually being scammed.
Right.
She believes it's her so-called boyfriend, shall I say?
Scammed is the word, actually.
And she's actually quite young. She's actually young, in her young 20s, in her early 20s, which is unbelievable. And we're talking about a 63-year-old lady. So it shows there is something wrong, because this has been going on for over 2 years.
Wow.
And I know she's given at least over 150 grand.
Oh, wow.
And she still cannot see that she's being scammed.
Right.
Can't see it.
She can't see it.
It's the
insecurity. What actually is the issue in this? What is the problem? Is like you said, insecurity.
Yeah,
it's insecurity, because when you've lost your self-esteem, it's very hard to, you know, for it to come back, especially when you're in a very lonely place, you know. Because I've been in a lonely place. I'm sure a lot of viewers out there, in some time in their life, they've been in that vulnerability, when you're vulnerable, you know, and you only see what you see. Doesn't matter what anybody's saying to you, you see it. But until you realize what's going on, nothing ever is going to change. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So I think the issue is, you know, being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And believing lies in your mind. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Not feeling love.
So how can we deal with this? What can we do to prevent or ask young women, especially young ladies, and you know, even elderly women, like women in general, what kind of advice, or how can we deal with this sort of issue?
I think with this kind of situation, it's just somebody that, like, I feel like these type of people, even me, I felt like at that point I did need this. I needed that support, and I needed someone to speak to. It's just someone to speak to. If you have that, you know, if you do have that support there, you won't. Why would you want to seek support online? Of course, you won't want to seek support online.
Well, for example, the scenario I just gave you of someone I personally know. We've tried to speak to several, and she's refused to listen to our advice. So, what do you do in that scenario? To someone like that, and it's putting her in a lot of debt as I speak right now.
Oh wow!
And she's not listening to the advice. It's
love is
a very.
That can't be love. That's obviously
no. That's definitely not
love on her side. It must be so blind. She must be so blind.
I think she's going through the power of lust in her life. Again, this is what I'm saying. When you don't know who you are as a person, when you are when you've lost your confidence in God, or if you don't know who God is, you just don't know who you are. Because when you don't know who you are, then anybody can speak in your mind and manipulate you. You're going to say, the first person that comes to you, you're going to say, I believe what you're saying. Do you understand? So I feel like if you're in this situation right now, you need to reach out to somebody you can trust. And also, if you know somebody that is going through this, I think, obviously I'm a Jesus baby, you got to pray for these people and ask God to, you know, break the chain of manipulation spirit that is in their life. That's what's going to help as well, you know, because a lot of things that people do go through are spiritual, meaning things that we can't see. But I feel like if it's close friends, is you saying like your close friend,
or you let her learn.
I was going to say that. She's got obviously. We don't want our loved ones and people that we care for to fall down, but I believe sometimes in life, you know, you do have to fall down to kind of see the truth and realize.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Definitely.
All right. So our second topic of today, I'm excited. It's about Love Island, the Love Island winners, Greg.
Hey!
Did you watch it?
I didn't watch it, but I know about it.
I'm super happy.
Well, I actually watched it. I actually started watching towards the end of a couple of weeks.
All right.
My sister's got me into it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so with Amber and Greg, I think there is a lot we can learn from Love Island and also the relationship between them. So here we are. We're going to discuss it now.
Definitely. Yeah, with Love Island, I would say Amber was definitely the most deserving. She deserved to win. I'm so sorry I don't care what you guys think, but she went through the stages of what we went through when we was young, you know, having that guy there telling you he likes you, he wants to be with you, then he finds somebody that's maybe for him more compatible, you know what I mean, and he dumps you to the curb, but you know, and you're at your lowest, but there is always that one guy that will just, you know, sweep, like, for me, I'm still in a, I don't know if I believe it stage yet, but like, she kind of gave me the example of, wow, there is guys out there that, you know, are willing to kind of sweep you off your feet. Do you know what I'm saying? So you might have had that bad guy there, but there's always that good guy. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like with Love Island, it's a therapy kind of thing for me, man. Like, it's so strict. Like people may not see that because Love Island, yeah, it's just a show, but things that do happen to us in real life. You know what I mean? And she got the lucky one. She got Greg, you know.
Yeah, for me personally, watching Love Island, what I actually saw was the difference, the change. I actually saw Amber from a young girl, shall I say, grow into a woman. You know, she ideally had this idea, Michael, he's fit, he's good looking, but when Greg came in, she realized it's actually what she needed, not what she wanted. You know, and she actually. It took, you know, everyone was quite surprised. She actually did the right thing and picked Greg. I don't think if she picked Michael, she would have won up to the stage, you know. No. So I think that's a perfect example, and you know, I think it's well deserved.
100.
Now, when we look at the other relationships in our household and we see what took place, anything in particular?
Well, I am not a fan of. You go check out the show now. I'm not a fan of it because I've always called it Lost Island.
It is in a sense. Yeah, definitely.
I call it Lost Island. The reason why I call it Lost Island is because if the definition of love is God, and we have to obviously look at things in a different way. Now, I don't watch it I don't know when it's off.
Every day,
it's finished. It finished just this Monday off.
But I will see it and I'll kind of like have a clip here, read something here and there. But I feel like these kind of shows is very difficult because, you know, you put yourself, as individuals put themselves out there to meet different kind of people that are single like them, but I believe really strong that it's focused on like physical set. It's all the physical. It's all about the physical.
Okay, the physical
I feel like
definitely.
I feel like the power and the energy that influences it is physical appearance, and I feel like that's why a lot of people are just, you know, before they're not going for the mind or going for the heart or anything like that. You know, so for me, I don't want no shooting at me out there. No, we like Love Island, but I call it Lost Island. Love is God. The definition of love, again, I'll say it again, is not falling in and out of love.
Yes.
But it's actually to care for somebody, to be kind to somebody. That's the definition of love. So when I use that word Love Island, I always say nope. I'm really kind of like saying it's Lost Island because it's more lustful, lost in that kind of programs, you know.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being
You're
on
so
the set
welcome.
with me. First of all, so you've heard from Funmi G, and do you want to tell them when your album's coming out?
We haven't really got any date yet, but we'll definitely keep you, you know,
Posted.
You can always check, and I tell them you can always check my website, which is www.funmige, which is spelled as FUNMIGE.co.uk.
And Jen?
Oh yeah, you definitely gonna see me. So yeah, you can definitely catch me on @FemaleTakeO on all socials, and my personal is @JenniferNardi. So yeah.
And radio station?
Radio station is TGM Radio every Thursday 7 till 9. Make sure you guys tune in.
Okay, and guys, for all of you watching out there, so there's a cash giveaway prize of £100. The winner will be announced next week Saturday. This is all you need to do. All you need to do is share this show and tag me @Stella King Show. Once you do that, you'll be entered into the draw, and this draw ends at midnight on the 10th of August. Thank you.
UK Nollywood Producers Guild presents the second UK Nollywood Film Festival from 4th to 5th of October 2019. 2 days of thrills and feels. Wow! 4th of October, opening ceremony, red carpet at 7 p.m. Venue, Odeon IMAX Cinema, Greenwich, London. 5th of October, the grand finale. Venue, Canada Water Theatre, 21 Keys Road, Rotherhithe, London, from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Featuring official movie selection screenings, keynote speeches and lectures, award ceremonies, networking, and much more. Submit your films and movies at filmfreeway.com. Tickets at eventbrite.com. Sponsorship details, call UK 07950 951 417, Nigeria 08038 217 033. Our exhibition partners and shortlisted films will be broadcast and screened live during the film festival across various media platforms in Nigeria and London. Please visit www.uknollywoodproducersguild.org. Be there.
Hello and welcome back from our first segment. Here with me today is Sonia Mercillina and Marc Adebisin. Hello guys.
Hi.
How are you? Now, Sonia Mercillina here. She is a publicist and also a creative director of UK Nollywood Film Festival. As well as that, she's also a media consultant to many people, various people in fact, all over the industry. And we have here Marc, who is also a producer and also director of Nollywood, as well as also, if you all know his well-known films, Talking Dolls and The Alter Date. Hello everyone. Hi. So we're here to discuss about UK Nollywood Film Festival.
Yep,
I hear this is going to be the second edition. Are you guys excited?
Yeah, we are.
I'm looking forward to it now. So tell us a bit more. I'm sure everybody out there wants to know what it's all about.
Well, I'll leave this to Marc, who is in charge of the publicity team.
Okay.
I'm part of the publicity team, but he's the main man.
Okay, Marc, go ahead.
We had an election about a year and a half ago where some of the existing executive members were changed, and we had the new president, Malcolm Benson. So he came in, and his vision was to have a collection of Nollywood films, some films either shot here or shot in Africa,
Okay.
or even shot anywhere across the globe, should be submitted for the film festival. And we had at the moment we have 4 different categories of films that are going to be selected. So there's a huge difference between an official film selection and an award, but a lot of people do confuse that. So that is one of the things that we're trying to differentiate on people and let them know that when it comes to specific storylines being told, films that have that type of DNA tend to get officially selected for film festivals. There are certain films that you would see they have a greater impact for awards, some for film festival, and for this year's we're going to be having it on the 4th and on the 5th of October 2019, and that's going to be held at Odeon Cinema in Greenwich.
So that's on the 4th of October.
That's the 4th.
Okay.
And it's going to be held there, and we have a workshop on the very next day, which is Saturday. No, is it Friday? It's going to be held on the Friday.
On the 5th.
On the 5th at Canary Wharf Theatre. We're looking at presenting the awards on the 5th of October to the best music video, the best documentary, the best Nollywood film at the moment. So
okay, so it's going to be a 2-day event.
Yes.
Okay, so what are we expecting from it? What are we going to learn? What kind of things are going to be there?
Okay, I'll give you a typical example. As at last year, one of the films that won was Behind the Wheels. Now, it may not be a kind of film you'll point to and say, in terms of its production quality, is high there, but the storyline it tells, it's your typical Nigerian DNA. You face the battles and the challenges that the government of today brings to the table. You face your typical tanker driver who needs to earn a salary to feed his family. You see the obstacles and what he needs to go through. It's one of those kind of films that when you see, it brings you as an audience in to the typical Nigerian audience, and they'll be able to say, okay, this is me. They can relate to that individual who has a 9 to 5 and he needs to survive. He needs to get his petroleum product from location A to B. He has military guys, police officers that he has to encounter to get it to B. And if that product doesn't get from A to B, it's going to affect typical everyday people who need to buy petrol at the pumps. So those type of stories were told. I mean, there was a lot of subplots in that film, and it's one of the reasons why I felt it was a deserved winner.
Now, I'm very interested in the workshops, to be honest. I think the workshops will be something, because I'm sure a lot of people out there want to go into this industry and want to learn, okay, how do I get into UK Nollywood industry, and what skills do I need to acquire, and can you tell us a bit more of what they should expect on that day?
Well, on that day, we're going to be having a director's workshop and a producer's workshop.
Directors and
now, I love the virtue of the fact that it's one of those industries where all comers can come in and deliver whatever.
Anyone, everyone from any background.
Yeah, the beautiful thing is they are directors and they are directors. But the truth is, who is a director? A director is somebody that comes on set and delivers his own or her own vision. So if that is what he or she wants to present, from that individual's perspective, it's a good film.
Okay.
Yeah. You need to first of all understand that. Another thing, nobody comes into the industry to do a bad film. Everybody has the vision to do a good film. But it's another set of analysis where you now analyze what is right for the audience, or do I want to create a film that is good enough for myself? Two different things. So you need to understand what the market that you're going to produce that film, what do they want? The typical Nigerian audience of today. What they want is they love comedy. If you do a comedy show and I do a film, same day you might probably get a sold out event 2-3 weeks even before your event starts, because your typical 9 to 5 guy in Nigeria is stressed out. Or should I say Africa as a whole? A typical one is stressed out. He comes home, he wants to rest, he wants to relax. So he could get his wife, it could be his girlfriend, his fiance. They go and watch a comedy show. If you offer a typical African woman, should we go to the comedy show, should we go and watch a movie? The lady is most likely going to say, let's go and watch comedy, because they want to just laugh. There's going to be a time where there's going to be a paradigm shift, where people are going to say, we want to watch serious films. And another thing is, you have to look at what's trending, what's not trending. That's another aspect, looking at it from with another set of optics. Because if you look at the highest grossing films in Nollywood of today, you find out that majority of them, a good 85% to 80% of them predominantly are comedy films. You've got Wedding Party, you've got Chief Daddy, you've got Alakada, you've got AY's 30 Days in Atlanta, and all those type of films.
All those films that have come out,
they have that undertone of comedy. The typical Nigerian audience, they love that. If that's what they love, give them what they want.
So that's the thing. Like for me, I'm not a producer, I'm not a director. I'm more of an enthusiast, and I'm more behind the scenes. So for me as well, Nollywood now, I would say, is a genre. It's starting to change. And there's other kind of films coming out. Like there was somebody that I've been following recently, and he actually does sci-fi.
Oh, sci-fi, really?
So
and
he is
Nollywood.
not Nollywood. He doesn't classify himself as Nollywood because it's not really Nollywood.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because Nollywood, from where it comes from, is a certain kind of film. It's a certain kind of type of film.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
But like Mark said, the comedy factor is trending a lot more now, and you can see a lot of people buying into that. And that's where you see people like AY, who is a comedian, now is getting into the films, and vice versa. So, I mean, we go back to the original days. Mr. Ibu, all of those things.
Yeah.
That's where I remember mine.
You
know, it always sold. You could always, they were synonymous. Everybody knew who they were.
Yeah.
So this is a good opportunity to celebrate it. And the second day, we're going to have some artists as well that are going to be performing. So if you come second bit, it's a glam bit as well, which is more my kind of thing. So we've got Kiani, is me, he's going to be performing. We've got another gentleman. I'm going to confirm that he'll be performing as well. So it's just a whole experience. Really.
Oh, it sounds really amazing. I'm looking forward to it. Sonia, now I actually want to know what really got you involved and why you decided to get involved in the UK.
I was involved in part one. It was actually
what is part
first
one?
edition.
The first edition.
The
maiden edition last year. I was more on the logistics side of things, and also I do write content for the events for the West African Business Journal. So I was there in that capacity as well, but I was also helping with the logistics side of things. And I've just got a passion for the arts, and I feel that it's our duty to herald and uphold such. Do you understand? So we leave a good legacy for tomorrow before our young. There's not much done in terms of heritage in this country to do with where we're from. So this is my contribution towards that. I've always been very passionate about uplifting anything to do with fashion, arts, music, because that is my thing anyway. So I've used this as part of something I do out of work, because I work in employability, but this is something that I do out of my spare time.
And I think it's an amazing thing. I know early on when we spoke, you did speak about this, about black excellence, and that's your passion, that's why you're involved in this. And I think it's very important, to support